Hey everyone, Andrew here from a Tale of Two Agents podcast. Yes, you are on the right feed, but no, this is not a normal show. I wanted to let you know right now that what you are about to hear is not suitable for work. It is likely also not appropriate for children. If you are sensitive to racy topics, go ahead and hit that delete button right now. You might not like this episode. But now that you've been warned, please welcome to a special RDH Rant Takeover episode with Heather, Anna, and Liz.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of RDH Rant Takeover. I am your host, Anna, and joining me today are the usual suspects and my partners in crime, Liz and Heather. Guys, say hi.
Hey.
So for those of you that have been listening to us for a while, this may seem like a repeat episode, and that's because it is. This was one of my favorite topics and one of my favorite episodes, so we figured we'd make a part 2 because there's so much fun shit that happens in the op. Why not, right?
Yes.
So, everyone, welcome to Embarrassing Moments Part 2.
Yes.
Do you guys have
Deuce?
Part deuce?
Yeah, because there's a lot of and poop stories.
I know, everyone's
So
farting.
part
It's like
deuce.
crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of farting posts,
yeah.
but
Gassy
Yeah.
people.
It's close
me.
quarters.
Um,
It's close quarters working with people.
Yeah.
I mean, we're up close. We're, in their faces. It's just a
Yeah.
whole lot of face to face. So this week, I actually did have an embarrassing thing happen. I feel like they happen so frequently that it's like, okay, that was the awkward moment for the day and then move on.
Yeah.
But so none of them really stand out in my head too much until I don't know, I wake up at 3 a.m. I'm like, oh God. Did that really happen?
yeah, why? Why at 3
I don't
a.m.?
know. I don't know.
It always hits me at that time, and I'm like, oh my God, did I say that?
So I had a patient this week who's a very, very large man. And we know that the dental chairs are really not equipped to deal with big bodies. So he's in the chair and his shoulders and his chest and belly, flank areas hanging over and everything. And I can tell he's uncomfortable. So he's trying to get all settled and I'm trying to get settled. And when patients are big like that, we have to lean, right? So it's kind of like a little bit of extra work.
Yeah.
So I'm leaning over and I'm trying to get, some ergonomics behind me, and that wasn't working the way I was leaning. So I shifted and kind of bounced my butt up and sat back down and kind of shifted my butt around and started to get to work. And I realized that one of my ass cheeks was getting super warm. And that's and that's because that particular ass cheek was on this guy's shoulder. So
Oh,
I was
God.
half sitting on him and he didn't say anything.
What?
Yes.
He probably
We were
was
not,
can you book me with her next time? Because she...
And
You were lopsided?
no, I don't
never
know how,
pictured this.
when I look back, when I was thinking about that, I'm trying to figure out the geometry of how I was sitting. It doesn't make sense to me when I'm trying to picture it. And I'm just how was I sitting? I don't know. But yeah, half of my ass cheek was sitting on his, so I guess it would be my right ass cheek was on his right shoulder, his upper arm area. So yeah.
So you were sitting, I would think, facing him, with your legs together, not straddling. Right. I think I
so
got
my
you.
knees
I
were
got you.
pointed
I
up.
can figure it out now.
My knees
Yeah.
were parallel
Yes.
to his head. Right.
Yes, I got it.
And I was just kind of
Mhm.
scooting over, and it wasn't the best ergonomic position at all, but I was just trying to, do the best I could. I ended up,
Yeah, you got to do what
I
you got
ended
to
up
do.
sitting on him. So sorry, my guy, or you're welcome, whatever.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
I'm sure he liked this. I don't
Yeah.
dang, my shirt is on backwards. See, embarrassing moment right now. Good thing that we're not on video. Because I have been
No,
sitting
we are
here,
on video.
I know, but they're not going to see it, thankfully.
Yeah.
I've been sitting here for 10 minutes thinking, I feel like my shirt's on backwards. I feel like my shirt's on
You did
backwards.
say that.
And I'll be damned.
It is.
My shirt's on backwards.
I think you should take it
How
off
do I do
and,
that?
and fix it right here.
Take it off right now.
here on air.
No.
No, don't do it now.
No. Nobody wants to see that. I feel the same, Liz. I do embarrassing stuff all the time. And so nothing really sticks out. I mix my words up, which I've probably said this on the last episode, or some episode, I just am a creature of habit. So I clean the top teeth first, and then I say, okay, all done with the top. Now I'm going to clean your bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teeth, bottom teeth. I remember now you have to say teeth after that because then they look at you like, I thought I was at the dentist. No.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. Or I anymore legit forget what I am saying mid-sentence.
Oh, that's fun.
And then it's
Yeah.
awkward because then I just have to stop.
It's like buffering.
And then it's silent. I know. Like, what was I saying? What was I talking about? How did I just lose that train of thought? And anymore, I'm just like, well, sorry. That
train has derailed.
Train has left the station. I have no idea what I was saying. And usually the patient will like repeat to me what I was saying. And I'm like, oh, yes. Okay. So, and then I continue.
At least you know they were
That's what I was
paying
going to say. At least
attention.
they were listening
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they were
That's
listening.
good.
But I just feel like it's goofy stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's been like a year and a half since we did the original Embarrassing Moments episode. So there's like a whole plethora of new material. I'm weird. I don't really get embarrassed too often. I probably embarrass myself probably about 85 times a day and I just don't give a shit. But I think I told you guys this story. It's not really embarrassing, more so like, but it did embarrass me after the fact. But I was going through some major thing in my life and I was having like just a day where I was devoid of any emotion or any feelings whatsoever. It's just like one of those days.
You just didn't give a shit.
Yeah, I was just like, whatever, man, and I asked the patient if there were any changes in their medical history. And they said I was hit by a bus 2 months ago, and that's why I have some broken teeth. I'm sorry to laugh. But my response was, yeah, that's really unfortunate. And that's it. That's all I fucking said. Was not, I'm sorry to hear that. Are you okay? Nothing. I was just like, yeah, that's really unfortunate. And I just was like, okay, anyway, it just went on to the next subject. It didn't dawn on me again until like 3 a.m. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that. What a bitch. Like,
sensitive bitch.
What the hell's wrong with me?
I was like, I wasn't like, oh my God, are you okay? Like nothing. I was just like, yeah, that sucks. Bye.
Open up. Let's check these broken teeth. Oh,
my next patient is here. We got to get going. All right, bye.
Let's keep it moving, people.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
love one of our ranters, Adele. She's spicy in there. She's been a longtime member. She's come. She's
I love
gone.
her.
She's back. I love her. I don't know how to say your name, Adele, so I'm sorry. It's like in my head, I say Nakidak because it sounds fun. I'm sure I'm butchering your last name. But she posted, yep, I did it today. Embarrassed the shit out of myself with a patient. I finished taking bite wings, and when trying to rip the lead apron Velcro off the back of their neck, I accidentally shoved my finger into the back of their skull hard. I apologized profusely while gently rubbing the back of his head for longer than I should have. And as I realized from the man's what the fuck reaction, I wanted to melt through the floor.
There. It's just patting his head.
Yeah, just seductively rubbing the back of his neck, saying you're sorry after I just about, broke your whatever, where your spine meets your head.
Oh my gosh.
But I've
This
done
is
that
something-
before. I always
Yeah.
pat. I don't know why, but whenever I walk the patient up and I'm like, all right, they're going to take it from here. Have a great day. And I give them a pat on the shoulder or the back or whatever. And
Try smacking their ass. Good job. And smack their ass. Don't do that.
No.
Don't do
I've
that.
accidentally hit their neck instead of their shoulder or their boob instead of their shoulder. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I was just trying to give you and most of my patients know me, so they will laugh and be like, hey, thanks. But and then I just am walking away as fast as I can, oh my God.
There were several
I'm
of
not
the
a touchy-feely type person, so I don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, you don't.
No,
No.
I'm a hugger. I am a hugger.
No, don't
I'm
touch
not.
me.
I'm not hugging patients. That is not happening.
Which there was a lot
Nope.
of stories of going in, they thought the patient, which I've done this recently, was going in for a hug and they really weren't hugging us, they were doing something else. I've done that
Because
before.
you don't hug your dental hygienist.
Well, some of them
Weird.
do.
No.
It's weird.
No, it's
Don't
not.
touch me.
Yes,
It depends on who it is.
No.
You're
No, it's
weird.
My
You're
kids.
emotionalist.
My kids don't even hug me after I clean their teeth. Like, I'm not letting.
Even when my kids hug me, sometimes I'm like, don't touch me. Like,
Wow, I'm a hugger.
There were several inappropriate touching
like it.
comments, especially with the bibs, like bibs and boobs.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
oh, all the time.
Done
I'm always
that
grabbing a
100
tit.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
Gonna take the bib clip off, and instead I grab the boob, or
Mhm.
I
Or I'm
notice.
trying to grab the bib to wipe some like water on their
Yes.
face, and I grab a
Yeah.
tit.
Yeah, I have gone to. I'm cleaning, and I notice that I don't have my elbows tucked in.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm like all janked
Chicken
out, and
wings.
so I got a chicken wing, and it's like rubbing against their boobs as I'm cleaning. I'm like, oh shit, Heather, put your elbow down.
Sometimes if they
to
got
your
big old
side.
titties, like you can't help it. Like they're just
It's hard.
there.
Yes.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can only raise my
Yeah.
arm so much. Like, congratulations, girl, you're stacked. But like, this is going to be my armrest here for. we're just gonna rest right here. There was
Yeah,
one.
there were
who-
lots of those.
there was she dropped her piezo. I think this was an Instagram. Yeah, this was it from Instagram because we posted the question on Instagram too. There was a ranter who who accidentally dropped the piezo handpiece and it
Mhm.
fell on his dick. And she just
Oh.
she just out of like, just reaction, just went and started to grab for it, and he like grabbed her hand and
Oh.
stopped it, and she said they
Oh.
just like sat there like staring at each other. They made eye
Oh
contact.
God.
That
And she's like,
that would be awkward.
I just wanted. She said that was her first and last time temping. Like she won't ever temp again because of that.
Oh,
incident.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not that bad. There's worse
that
things
could
in
happen at
life.
your
Go
real
temp,
job.
girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This one, back to the hugs. Debbie said, my family always hugs and kisses hello and goodbye. My male patient I have seen for years reached in for a side hug. I kissed him on the cheek.
Oh,
Why?
Oh my God. No.
I would quit my job. I would.
I'm a hugger. I'm not a kisser.
I would run
No.
away. I can't imagine kissing a patient on the cheek.
No.
He's so embarrassing.
Nope.
There were a lot of just
Oh
really
my God.
affectionate, like accidental affectionate. I don't know. I mean, if you think about it, our job's kind of intimate. You know what I mean? Like there are times where like
Well,
I'll
yeah.
get something on someone's face like prophy paste or their own slobber or whatever. And I just kind of like take my thumb and just kind of like gently kind of like wipe their cheek or the corner of their mouth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think to myself, that's really kind of at any other context, that would be like a really
Yeah.
intimate gesture. So
Mhm.
I always wonder if the patients are like, the fuck?
Well, I just
I mean-
try to wipe it off their face before they do. I don't know why I just had to change my shirt
I
around.
saw that.
I feel better.
I saw
sorry.
your titties.
No, my OCD was kicking in. Okay. I do that too because I feel like any little tiny splash that gets on some patients' faces, they're like immediately have to wipe it off. And I don't know why, that just drives me nuts. So I try to do it before they can.
I'm just afraid that they're going
Yeah.
to reach up and like accidentally stab themselves with a scaler or something if they do that. So
Exactly.
I'll go to dry or I'll
Yeah.
tell them, grab your bib and use your bib to wipe your face. That way, at least I
Yeah.
can kind of see that coming, like the big old piece of paper.
I have a box of Kleenexes. So when I'm doing SRP and that stuff is spraying everywhere, I just grab a bunch of Kleenexes and I kind of like set it on their chest. And as it's spraying in the interior, I just am constantly like wiping their face off.
Yeah. There was a one that was really short that she said that she kept calling her doctor dad.
Oh my God. Hey, Big Daddy.
Was
I need an
it
exam,
Aaron?
Big Daddy.
Was it Aaron?
No, it was on
Aaron,
it was on Instagram.
Oh, well, so Aaron on Rant said, I said, we will see what Daddy has to say about that hole in your tooth instead of the dentist. She said, Daddy is a dentist. And I was like, that sounds like a really
Bow chicka bow wow.
like, yeah, like a standard old porno Like a line in a porno. Like,
I did not.
hold on, let me
Or
go
how
get
about-
daddy.
We had someone post the other, actually it was today, that she tried, when she's talking fast, she was trying to tell the patient gum detoxify.
Oh, yes.
Crest gum detoxify, but instead she said cum detoxify.
Instead of gum.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Crest and the gum like blended together. I can't even say it. I'm like
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. I can see
Yeah.
how she didn't spit that out. And then there was the
I don't know if I said this on the podcast a year and a half ago, but I didn't say this, but another hygienist said, we have a pharmacy that's on the corner of Sycamore and Dixon, and a lot of our patients use it. And the hygienist was walking her patient out, and I was behind her. It was the end of the day, and she said, okay, and then we have a prescription. Can you call it in to the pharmacy on the corner of Sycamore and Sixon? She just sat there and got really red, and I couldn't help it. I started busting out laughing, and her patient, because she's been there for like 30 years, her patient was like, Dickamore? I've never heard of Dickamore. He just kept saying Dickamore, Dickamore, Dickamore.
like, all right.
Just to embarrass her. And we were all dying. So now every time a patient needs a prescription and they use that pharmacy, I have to like pause and say Sycamore and Dixon, not
I
Dickamore.
think you should just call it Dickamore from now on.
I
think
agree.
so too. Dickamore's way
It's the
better.
Dickamore one. There was somebody who said that for Pano, they said, lean forward and bite your teeth on this stick. And instead she said,
Ooh.
lean forward and bite your teeth on this dick.
Nope. I would have just called it then. All right, we're done. I'm done for the day.
Put
See
your
ya.
mouth on this dick.
I wonder what her patient said. Did she say? I saw that, but I didn't read it.
I don't know.
Or how about someone had commented that they handed the patient their protective eyewear and said, here are some glasses to protect your balls.
What?
Instead of
your
eyeballs.
Oh my god, that is funny.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Or we had
So
someone
twisted my words.
someone said, I told a random patient, have a good day, love you, as I was walking
Yes!
her out.
I can see myself saying that.
I-
just like
yeah.
randomly. And I've said that on the phone talking like to people like, okay, bye, love you. I'm like, oh shit.
No.
That's not
No, I
No.
don't say that randomly. No, I don't think I'd ever say that randomly.
That's not a
I don't
shock,
really say
Anna.
that to people that I do love. No,
I'm not shocked, Anna.
I know. I
We're gonna
know. But
turn
I don't
you
say it
into a-
unless I mean it.
We're gonna
It's
turn
a-
you into
you know,
a softie one day.
There was
It's not something that should just
there
slip
was
out.
another one
It's
who
something you
said
should
that
say
same
that you
thing, who
mean.
said that she's got a toddler at home and the last patient was eating for the day and said bye-bye. And the person said, love you, night-night. To the patient.
Night night.
The patient said they never
my
felt so
God.
loved leaving a dental office.
Aw.
Well, I think what kind of made us switch gears, because we were going to do like spooky stories with it being October, and then it just didn't happen. So I think what sparked all of this was Kimberly posted.
Yes.
Yes.
As I was removing the sensor from the last x-ray of an FMX, I said, thanks, you did a good job, babes. And then she said, babes, exclamation point, question mark, skull face. What in the world? I apologized and said, I'm so sorry, sir. I have no idea why he called you babes. And we both laughed. I want to crawl in a hole and hide now. How's your day going? And then it just started this whole cascade of funny stories. And then we're like, okay, we're going to switch
Yeah.
gears. And we're doing, because we all need a good laugh.
Well, I mean, if you think about
Yes.
it, this is kind of like it's kind of scary too. It's still on theme. I mean, it's a different type of scary.
yeah.
Embarrassing
embarrassed
embarrassing yourself in front of.
Scary.
I mean, I
And there was,
hit my head. I trip over.
oh yeah.
I mean, just daily on the day. That seriously, the overhead light will be the death of me. I swear.
Oh, hitting my head on that
Yes.
thing. I don't even use my overhead light anymore.
I don't
So
either.
it's always
Yeah, I
like
don't either.
tucked over
But
into
mine's
like a
still
corner.
in the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine is like mine have the worst kind of overhead light. You know, the one that has that like thing on the ceiling that it
Yes,
slides
yes,
back and
that's what I
forth, that
have.
you're always scared that whole thing's going to come down and smack
Yes.
the patient in the face. So I just slide it all the way to like the back of the op
I do
and leave it
too.
there. Nobody touch it.
No, but my
Yeah,
doctor
but
uses it for
one
exams.
of my bosses, yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
one of mine
why?
does,
He leaves his
if her light is
loops
out
in,
or she pops in.
where he leaves his loops in like where he does like endo and
I guess,
stuff.
yeah.
So what I do if I don't want to get the light, I just turn my loops light on and shine it in the patient's mouth as she's going around. Follow her. I'm like, this is better. Yeah. Well, this one I thought was like, I didn't think it was a big deal or embarrassing, but the parents of the patient, it said, I called a little boy Bubby and felt so uncomfortable after his parents were like, don't call my kid that.
What?
Oh, come on. Who cares?
It was a slip. She said Bubby, which I get it. If you have a little boy and that's what you call them, it's not like you called him like little shithead or something. And
Although
the
you want
parents,
to.
yeah, but now, yeah, you want to call the parents that after that. But
Yeah.
that, yeah, ranter, you should not be embarrassed about that. The parents were just assholes.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
My boss calls
Yeah,
all the old
total
people
assholes.
kiddo. I think that's cute.
Yeah, that's cute.
I think that's cute,
not
too.
embarrassing. I think that's cute.
That's cute. That's
I think that's better, like, because a lot of people will like refer to everyone as like hun or sweetie, and like there's some people in my office, like the front desk lady is like, we don't call people that. You call them Mr. Smith, Mrs. Smith.
No,
When you
I
come up
don't
to get
call
them,
them
that's
that. Or
what
by
you
their
always
first
call
name.
them. And if they're a doctor, you say doctor. Like that's a huge deal in our office.
Ugh.
And then if the patient says, oh, call me by my first name, then you can. But we had an employee who was fairly new and kept calling everybody hun and sweetie. And
I
thought
hate that. I know that's a Southern thing. I get
Yeah.
it.
but
It's
we're
a
not
term of
Southern.
endearment. No, I get it. But like it is, I don't know. In my neck of the woods, it's rude. I don't care. But whatever.
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and
I
that's
think
how,
it's-
and that's how our front desk
Yeah, like
is, too.
someone's calling me, like, don't call me honey or sweetie. Like I'm not your honey or sweetie. I don't know. I think it's rude. But I know it's a Southern thing and it's viewed
It
differently.
doesn't bother me because I know, because Indiana's kind of, I've said this before, the south of the north. And so I can see how people who aren't used to that would consider it kind of condescending. Yeah.
it's
But
kinda just like,
I don't
yeah.
because I just know that it's just like it's just a thing that people do. But I'll call people like, especially like little kids, like I'll call them like dude and stuff like that.
Like
Yeah.
something like that.
But I'm
Yeah,
not going to
usually
be
the little kids
formal.
I'll make-
I'm not going to call somebody Mr. So-and-so or
Some little kid.
No, me neither.
doctors.
We don't either. I call them by their
4-year-old.
first name.
Hey, Mr. Smith, are you ready? To a 4-year-old. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm going to do that tomorrow if I have a 4-year-old. I'm just going to call him Mr. Smith.
you should. He'd probably like
He's gonna
it.
be like
So
Master. You
sometimes-
should call him Master Smith. Isn't that what you call like children of?
Oh, like
It's Master.
the British or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's like Mr., Mrs., and then the children are Master. I don't know. I'm not
What?
English,
I've
so I don't
never
know. But
heard
It's like
that.
old
I don't
timey,
know.
like a
Yeah,
royalty
it's like an old thing.
or
Well, you guys know how I feel about farts and poop. It makes me want to barf.
yes.
And don't
I
do it
love
in front of me,
farts. I know you
around
do.
me. I know. You were
Oh, I'm sorry,
sassy
Heather.
and gassy. I know. But you behaved when I was there.
I didn't fart in
behaved.
front of
I
you.
don't think so.
I think so. If you did, I didn't know.
I probably did and just didn't say anything. And you probably were like we're on the Long Island Railroad and everyone, you probably thought it was like the person behind us.
Those sick people. Anyway, so sometimes though, laying in bed and I can't sleep and I'm reading some of these and I will get the giggles to where I have tears coming down my eyes.
Yes.
And this was one of them. Rebecca, back in October 4th, wrote, I just blew my nose and a loud fart exploded. I think a lot of it is the way they describe it. In 30 years, I have never farted in front of my husband.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that.
He
I
laughed
remember
and
that
gave
post.
it.
Yeah.
He laughed and gave it a 10. I'm still embarrassed. But at least he made it okay. I have laughed till I cried reading these responses. Obviously, I have let them slip over the years, but this one was like a frickin' foghorn.
I mean, duh, you held it in for 30 years. Of course it's going to be loud.
he farts all the time. No shame. And I think what made me laugh the most about this is my husband. Like, my husband knows better, but in his head, he's like, girls don't fart and they don't poop.
No,
And
get
I'm
out
like,
of here. I can never.
Okay, sure.
Get
And
outta here.
anytime like one has slipped, he's made me like feel so shameful. Yet here he is
Aw.
Ripping them.
all night long farting in his sleep. And I can't even get sleep because he's snoring and farting.
Oh my gosh.
And so I think that's what made me laugh the hardest was
Honestly, I farted in front of my husband probably 2 weeks after we started dating, and I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what? It happens.
yeah, like I'm not ashamed or anything, but now it's just
No.
become like this thing. And it's been what, I don't even know, 27 years we've been together, 28. And I still like, and my husband's very private. Like, we're not one of those couples that pee in front of each other, and we sure
Oh,
as hell don't poop in front of
God.
each other because I
What?
will. Oh God, I'll throw up. Those of you that take a shit with someone else in the room,
I don't care. I do
you
not
are
care.
both disgusting.
No,
I love
absolutely
it.
not.
You
Not
are
happening.
You are like basking in their shit smell.
I
you're-
walk in.
You're
I don't
breathing
even
it
care.
in. It's going in
No,
your butt.
I spray some
I'm gonna
Febreze.
throw up
We're
just
all
thinking about
good.
No, it's still there. I'm gonna throw up just thinking about it. How do you like sit there while someone's taking a shit and then you sit
I
there
brush
like,
my teeth while my husband's shitting. I don't
oh
even
my
care.
God,
I really-
Anna,
I don't
ew,
care.
I'm gonna throw up. How do I had a patient say, well, just plug your nose and breathe through your mouth.
No, then you're tasting it. Then you're
Then
tasting it.
Then the fart and the shit smell is going in my mouth. That makes me gag even more. It's like Donkey on Shrek. Like, dude, my mouth was open and everything. Like,
I
no.
remember that part.
No.
Oh my gosh.
That is disgusting. I can't. That is the one thing that will make me vomit. And those of you that can do that with other people in the room, go you. I don't want anyone to see my poop face.
Your poop
No. Like, bearing down and
Oh my
No.
gosh.
oh, thank you. All right.
Okay.
You're like, okay. So we just went off on a tangent, and now we're gonna.
No,
have to
I don't know.
edit.
If they should edit that out. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's,
They
it's
won't.
maybe too much.
Fuck all of you.
There were a couple of them that had to do with my this is from Instagram. My patient's wig came off when I rolled my chair to the 12
Oh.
o'clock position, but she didn't realize it. I picked it up with my forceps and handed it back. She proceeded to put
with her forceps.
Yes. She proceeded to put it back on, but she did so backwards. She put her wig on backwards.
Oh,
I
I've
didn't-
had that happen too.
I didn't say anything because I was so embarrassed. Luckily, she's a sweet elderly woman that I've known for years. Oh.
Oh, I've had that happen with an elderly lady, and she's like, honey, I'm sorry, my wig keeps sliding. And then I played it off. I was like, you have a wig? Oh my God, it looks so natural. I had no idea. Well, don't
Aw,
worry,
you're
you're
so sweet.
I'm like, your secret is safe with me. I won't tell anyone, but don't worry.
I'm
it's
gonna
not
tell
falling."
everyone right now in a
Now
podcast.
everyone knows. Sorry, sweet old lady.
I hate
There
you.
was somebody else, and I can't remember who it was. It was one of our
Her name is Edith. No, I'm kidding.
No.
one of our regular ranters that posts a lot. I cannot for life of me remember who it was off the top of my head, but they said that they accidentally sucked up some guy's toupee in the high volume suction.
Yes.
Okay, he deserved it. I'm sorry.
She said it was a
but-
bad toupee, and she just like turned it off and like stuck it back on his head and just went there.
There,
Aw.
there.
Aw.
Ah, that's too funny.
We had someone post that when they take a pan, they normally say, make sure you keep your lips closed tight around the yellow tab for me. But instead, she said, make sure to close your lips tight around me.
Oh my gosh. I had like tears in my eyes.
Or the hygienist who was talking to their doctor about the software system, EagleSoft. and called it Spread Eagle.
What?
By mistake. So now the whole office calls the software Spread Eagle.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Here's one. I had a woman who had on like 80s type jeans, like those, those what are they called? Whitewash or whatever. Acid wash. That's what it's called. Yeah. Yeah. And something touched the air water syringe, which made the water come out of the air water syringe. And it was pointed directly at her crotch.
Oh God.
So she ended up with like this huge water stain right at her crotchal region around her acid wash sheets as she's walking out.
No. My air water syringe, like 3 weeks ago, was acting up. I would take my thumb off and it kept spraying.
I've had that happen.
But of course, the first few
stuck.
times. Yeah. Well, of course, the first few times that happens, I don't expect it. Well, the first time it happened, I was rinsing and someone came up behind me and tapped me on my shoulder. They wanted to ask me something. So I turn around, I suction, take it out, but I'm not looking. I'm looking behind me at the patient and I turn back around. Thank God I was like a kid. And the air water syringe is still going and like soaking the whole side of him. He didn't say a word. I was like,
that happened to me. That happened to me too, but it was squirting at me and I turned around and I feel my back getting like warm wet.
Yes.
And I'm like, what is that? I'm like, did I just pee myself? I cannot know. And my whole backside was wet. I'm like,
I've also, because there's so many, like, I call them gas pedals, like for the chair, for the piezo, for the rheostat, I will always hit the wrong gas pedal. And sometimes I'll hit the piezo and water's just coming out everywhere and I don't know it on accident.
It goes all over the wall for me. That's where it goes.
Yeah.
Kayla had that happen to her. She said to her patient, "Sorry, I squirted on you."
Oh God. He's probably like, I like that.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh my God, that is so funny.
How old are we? Seriously.
Lots of like, I know.
Jill in Rant posted, I casually asked a patient if he was given the results of his autopsy. I'm not sure what she meant though. Like what she meant to say.
Biopsy.
Probably
maybe biopsy, yeah. Instead of autopsy.
Yeah, and I'm very well alive. Thank you.
Results of your autopsy. I think all the results are pretty much the same. Like you're dead.
You're dead.
Sorry to tell you. Sorry to be the one who informed
you
you.
died.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
I was preparing the patient when they sat down and while chatting with them. I don't know how this happens. I put the patient napkin on myself.
What?
Like someone posted that. They put the bib on themselves as they're talking to the patient. I'm
honey, you need to get some sleep.
Yeah.
Get some sleep, please. Something.
The patient was probably like,
tired.
What are you doing? Are you going for lobster? Like, what's going on? Like,
well, I'll forget to take it off and I'll be like, oh, sorry, let me take that off of you. Unless you need it. If you're going to go eat ribs or lobster, you might need it.
I said that to somebody today.
Have you ever taken it off and it gets caught in like, if they have a hoodie on, like in the hoodie and they're walking out, it's like, it looks like on their back, like a cape.
A superhero cape. Yep.
Happens all the time. I'm like, oops, sorry.
I get it clipped on their hair. That gets stuck on their hair. I always feel bad. Especially if they have like a lot of curly long hair. Ugh.
Yeah.
God, you hygienists, I'm telling you, you guys are some gassy people. Like most of these are about ripping SBDs or farting or.
I can't say that's ever happened to me.
One time I went to adjust a bib and accidentally gave my patient a titty twister instead.
Always.
The sound that came out of that woman's mouth. That's what Sarah said.
I've
not given anyone a titty twister. I've almost pierced a nipple, but I've never given a titty twister.
Oh my gosh. No, not me.
There was one on Instagram that was funny.
Is Anna posted this and there was like 5 comments and Christine Newell said, I am way too early for this post. See y'all tomorrow.
So I sent her a message and I'm like, okay, it's tomorrow now. You have anything to share?
No, she just wanted to read them all.
Oh,
She's
I
like,
know.
there's only like 5. I got to come back and read them.
I think on Instagram there were 2 that had to
Aw.
do with bugs accidentally flying in patients' mouths.
Yeah. Ugh.
We had
Goodness.
we had some potting soil that was, I've got a utility closet like right across from my op, and we had some potting soil in there, and we had some like fruit flies or fungus gnats or something this summer, and I was terrified because they would get in my room, they would fly around, and for some reason they're just attracted to an open mouth. And so like the
I
patient's
know.
sitting there with their mouth open and their eyes like open even wider, like don't let that bug fly in my mouth. And I'm like, I'm trying not to, batting it away, and luckily it didn't. But
Do you want to hear a gross story?
Yeah. Sure.
In my old office, we had a problem with our drainage system. We had these drain flies. I don't know if you've ever seen them.
Mhm.
They're like these little drain flies, and they got these wings
yeah,
or
little
whatever.
black hearts.
I was doing a Zoom. Yeah, they're like, yeah, exactly. I was doing a Zoom on a patient. So I put the gel on, I put the light on, I walk out, I come back 15 minutes later, I take the light off, and all of these bugs are in the gel.
Stop it.
The whitening gel. Yes.
Ooh.
Suctioned it all off, went to my office manager and was like, you need to shut this office down now and fix that, because that is gross.
That's
Like, you can't have these bugs like flying in I was so mortified.
Did the patient know?
I didn't tell her, obviously.
Oh, so the patient didn't know?
No, she did not know.
Oh.
No, but still, I was like, I can't. Like, come on. The next week, we closed the whole downstairs of our office down and dug the floor up and, whatever they had to do. I don't know what they had to do to get rid of them, but they rectified
That's so much
Because I was like, this
worse
is too much.
than those stories. There's just like
Yeah.
a fruit fly
Yeah.
landed on someone's lip, and the other one was a
No, this
fly
was
a little fruit fly that she suctioned out before the patient knew. But yeah, like having them stuck in the gel of the Zoom whitening.
Yeah, I was like, all right, this has gone too far. Like, I don't know if you guys realize this is a problem. Like, I'd been complaining about it because they were like coming out of the cuspidor, because we had cuspidors back
Oh
then.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they were coming like out from that drain and then out from the drain of the sink.
Yeah.
So I'd been complaining about it. Like, there's these like weird, ugly flies. I don't know what the fuck it is, blah, blah, blah. And they never did anything about it. And then with the Zoom patient, I was like, I'm done. Like, you guys got to rectify this shit.
I mean, that
So they
is
did.
mortifying, but like the visual of it to me is pretty amusing.
Yeah, I took the light away and I was like, damn. I'm like, what is going on?
They're fireflies.
like, nah.
They're lightning bugs. They're lightning bugs. They'll help whiten your
Yeah.
teeth.
They're
They're
whitening
there for a
Exactly.
reason. So this
Yeah,
one,
whitening bugs.
This one I kind of feel really bad and almost didn't want to read, but poor Yvonne, she said, I asked my patient how long he's been retarded.
Oh no.
I
No,
meant
I
to
hate that word.
I meant to say retired.
Oh no.
I know, I hate that
I know,
word.
I hate that word. That word's not great. And I know she felt horrible.
I would
But she
fall into
said-
the floor. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said,
I said
"Oh
that to my
gosh."
dad once, but at least it was just my dad and not a patient.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know
She
why
said
it slipped
she
out.
apologized and they both had a good laugh about
I'm
it.
glad they could laugh
I
about
was
it.
like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Oh, I would die 1,000 deaths.
I think like laughing to like make her feel
Yes.
better, but I was like, oh, that is awful.
Yes. That would be horrible. That would be sad.
So yeah, I feel like we've had quite a few funny
Yeah.
things. Well, thanks for listening. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok. If you're a hygienist and you're just now hearing about us, where have you been? But ask to join our Facebook group. Our Facebook group is for hygienists only. Sorry to everyone else. But Insta and TikTok is free for everybody to see. And don't forget, share our podcast with all your friends and family. Let them know how funny we are.
Are we though?
Or at
But
least we
until
think we are.
I know. As funny as we
Yeah.
think we are. Exactly. So anyway, until next time, love, peace, and brush your teeth. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.